here on KSKQ 89.5 FM Ashland, Oregon, 94.1 FM Medford, Oregon, and streaming online on KSKQ.org. It's the boy, it's the Don DJ Ramo, and right now it's the time. It is the time. It is band interview time, and I'm so excited about this band because for a year, it feels like there was just so much hype behind it. You guys were posting hidden pictures, just like little snippets here and there, man. Like almost at one point you were, teasing the band members and all that. But right now we are talking to vocalist Alex Theesen from Bury Your Burdens. What is up, Alex?
Dude, I'm just happy to be here, man. Like, thank you so much for inviting me on.
Oh, of course, dude. Hey, how could I not invite you guys on when like you guys created all this hype for Bury Your Burdens, and then now you guys are just creating content. You're posting like crazy. Because the thing is, like, with bands nowadays, dude, if you're not posting like crazy, like nobody's gonna see your content.
Yeah, man, we're definitely trying. The algorithm is kind of strange, so we're trying to figure out like what works best. Like there was like a minute there where I planned like 4 weeks, like every day posting, and then we were kind of like, I don't know, like are these posts like really performing well? So we're figuring it out, man. Like this is very new territory for us, really.
I know, I dig it, man. It's the thing is, man, it's all those algorithms, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
And you know what? Nowadays with like music, there's so many, everybody's on all these platforms, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's it's a lot easier, man. I mean, you literally go through Discord, they put you like on every single platform. And it's I think nowadays, which I like about your band too, is like not only you guys shred, but I think you guys have a lot of great personalities in your band.
Thanks, man.
And I feel like with bands nowadays, it's like you have to have the shredding right, you have to have the name right, the merch right, but I think you have to have the personality right. You have to be likable, dude.
That's like the biggest thing I would say, like especially nowadays, because the personality of the band is it's like arguably more important than the music. You can have good music, but if you don't have the personality behind it, like no one really cares now, especially in like this social media age where just everyone's kind of being like, oh, I got like 100 likes, you got like 2 likes, what, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, it's just that you just have to be vibrant, man.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, there's new trend, there's new things bands have to try and evolve with. But right. Dude, Alex, for the listeners out there, and they may not know Bury Your Burdens, tell me what makes this band so special. And for somebody who hasn't heard your band, how would you describe it to them?
So, I mean, I could maybe talk a little bit about the history that might actually make some more sense, like in the long run. So for those out there who don't know, there's a band that we were in called Within Sight. Most of the members from this band are actually from the ashes of that. In fall of 2020, that band disbanded. It was just a pretty rough time for all involved, and I left for quite a while, for like probably about like 5 months. I was kind of out. I decided, it was time for something else, but it was also really difficult. Sean Trenda is the drummer of Within Sight, along with Steven Carlson, the guitar player. Those were the original members of Within Sight. So they continued on, and they got Sean Shredder, the original lead guitar player from Within Sight, for like years, and they kind of started doing their own thing. They got another guy, Adam Bodkin, who was actually like a fan of Within Sight, who used to hang out with us. We met at a show once. He ended up playing bass for the band, and then in March or April, somewhere around that time, Steven hit me up and he said, "Hey man, I just want to see how you're doing. I got like this song. The band's been working on this track. Like what do you think? No pressure or anything." So I listened to the song, and I was just telling, I was like, dude, this song like is sick. So I listened to it all night at work, and the next day I recorded it, and that song actually is Architect, the song that we just put out. So this band is really fueled by the passion of just not wanting to give up. Like we have so much in us. I mean, I've been playing music since I was like 11 or 12 now. So I've been doing this like over half my life. So I would just say that this is like the culmination of everything. And for me as a vocalist, as a frontman and a lyricist, I'm just so psyched to be able to like write out like my life in lyrics and like just bring that out to people, because Architect is one of the most important songs I've personally that I think that I've ever written, just because it's all about just like, nope, I'm not giving up, man. It's time to create a new foundation to lie what I want the future to be. So yeah, I would just say passionate. Like that's the short answer to your question.
Dude, I love it, dude. I love it. Very quick, dude. Tell me something special about each one of your band members in your band before we get into the next set of questions.
For sure. God, getting to each one of them, that's so tough. I've been pretty close with I'd say like Shredder and I, like we like talk on the phone quite a bit. So he's one guy that you can be on the phone with for an hour and a half and not even realize it. And we just like, we'll talk like at the end of my work shift, and we'll just kind of like, you know, BS with each other. Adam's another one that I can relate to on a personal level, an emotional level, just because like I suffer with a lot of you know, depression and anxieties and stuff, and we can really relate on that together. So it's nice having that ear there. And then Trenda is he's kind of a wild card, but he's like, I love the kid to death. He's just such a good dude. He's very passionate about what he does. He's one of the best drummers that I've ever like played with. And Steve, he's a big mountain man, but he's like the cuddliest dude you'll ever know. Like he's the best. He's a sweetheart.
Dude, yeah, no, I agree, dude. Steven's awesome, and you know,
yeah.
every band needs a wild card, though. You know.
Oh yeah. I totally agree, man.
I feel like in my band, I'm the wild card. You know.
Hell yeah.
So
yeah.
every band has one. So one thing, Alex, is that like, you know, we see each other through Facebook, social medias. We only can get to know each other so much, you know. And with this band and talking about music, I mean, talking about when you started music, you know, at 11 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to ask, when was that turning point for you, where maybe you hit a stage, you played for a band you maybe looked up to, where like you actually got off stage, you went home, and you're just like, Alex, I think I want to do music for the rest of my life, and I think I know I have what it takes. At what point in your life was that turning point for you?
So can I give like two answers, one more recent and more like at the beginning?
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So the first answer would be I was probably around 14 or 15. I think it was like 2009, and I joined this band called Uninvited Burial. And that band was just like, we would play in the local scene, and we kind of rose from like opening shows to headlining shows in the local scene. And that was back in the time when local scenes were like really thriving. Like, I'm sure you remember what I'm talking about. Like the scenes would be like 200 people would show up at a show. It's like, that's just crazy now, just for like any show. So I remember we were playing like towards like the last few shows that we were doing. I was like, this is just like the best thing in the world. Like there's nothing like this. And that was when I was like, 14 or 15. So I just kind of knew from that point, it was like, I've already was playing in bands for a few years, but that was kind of where I was like, man, like this could actually be something sick. And the later one for me, which is still like the coolest thing I think that I've ever been able to do, was I don't know if you know this, but I was the original vocalist of Separating the Seas. And we won a Battle for Warp Tour back in 2017. So we actually played the Salem Warp Tour date for Warp Tour. And that was like, when I did that, I was so like honored to be there, and I was so stoked, but I was like, gosh, this isn't even it for me. I want more, you know what I mean? But it's just always about growing, right? So yeah, that's the long and short of it. What's
the most important growth you think you learned and lesson that you learned from doing a big show like Warped Tour?
You have to always remain humble, man, because you get the opportunity, you take that opportunity. Like you're no better than anyone else, dude. You're just lucky at that point, in my opinion. Like obviously you need to be skilled, because that's what gets you there. But at the same time, you have to remain just like grateful.
Sorry if you don't see my face. I don't know.
It's okay. I see a saying, so we're good.
Okay, cool. I don't know. Yeah.
No worries, dude.
Oh yeah. So well, let me see if I can get it.
Yeah, no worries. We got like a little scary red face.
I guess I'm gonna have to finish it without the video, if that's okay.
Dude, that's okay. I'll just imagine your face right there.
It's okay. So what you're saying is, okay, so you said you were lucky, right?
Yeah.
So I with the word luck, I feel like it's you just have to put yourself in position
to
receive it, And
yeah.
but I would say like, what did you learn about yourself as far as being a musician and playing a stage like that? Was there something you didn't perform that you wish you would have performed up to par, or maybe you wish you would have like ran out of breath or something like
Yeah,
what is that lesson?
man, every time I get on stage, like if I screw up anything, I get so hard on myself at the end of the set. I'm like, oh man, you messed up that one thing, like, and people notice, but no one really notices. I would say back then, because I was new to being a frontman, I was new to being a vocalist, and the two biggest things for me that were rough that I still make try to get better at every day is sometimes you forget lyrics, but because I'm a screamer, basically, if I screw up, like I can just be like, oh, and no one's gonna know, like no one's gonna like be able to tell that I'm like saying something really screwed up. And then the other one is, I've never really been much of a singer. I enjoy it and stuff, but like singing live is really stressful to me because when you're going back and forth from screaming to singing, like it's hard to remain completely on pitch. So back in the day, back in the day, like, I still like, I watched like some of those old sets like Warped Tour and I'm like a little rough, man. But, at the same time, still forever grateful because I was given the opportunity to do that. And it goes for anything, man. It goes for any show that I play. I'm always like, I'm just stoked to be there because it's just like what I love to do.
Dude, I love it, dude. It's that's such a great opportunity, man. I bet you just absolutely like just crap yourself to play a show like Warped Tour, dude. That's so awesome. And you know what?
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes playing one certain big show to really light that fire because like you get that taste and it's not good enough for you. You're like you like it and you're just like, no, I want it every day. I want this like every month because it's just like it becomes a high you start chasing.
Yeah, exactly, man. And I think that's also something I got from touring. I actually I have like a pretty gnarly tour story if that's like cool.
Let's do it. Just hear your gnarly tour story.
Okay. So here's probably one of the gnarliest things that's ever happened to me. So when I was in Separating the Seas, I was playing bass at the time, in like 2018. And we were going from South Dakota to North Dakota, and we had like this van, and there was no heat in this van, and it was like the worst night of my life. Like I would say this is probably top 3 worst nights of my life because it was so cold to the point where 3 of us guys were like on the benches in the van, and we were like bundled up with like, I swear each of us had like at least 4 to 5 blankets on. And I remember Forrest, the vocalist, him and Gio, the guitar player, they were both like driving most of the time. But I remember like towards the end of the drive, like Gio went and like passed out and I sat up in front with Forrest, and we were on the road for like 8 hours. Keep in mind, it was like something stupid, like 7 or 8 hours. And I remember like it's like daybreak, the sun's coming up, and like in the distance, probably like 15 minutes away, we see a rest stop, and like Forrest and I just look at each other. We're just like, bro, like we need to get there now. And so when we got there, I like ran inside and I bought like 2 oh gosh, what was it? I bought like 2 pairs of long johns and 2 pairs of wool socks, and I just went into the bathroom and I just pulled that stuff up like on me like right away because I was so cold. Like it was like you don't know cold until you can't feel your limbs. So after that, I just was like, guys, like we can't go on tour in the winter, like unless we have a heater. That was like damn near like we could have died that night. But yeah, I just wanted to share that just because like it's one of those tour stories that's just like, oh my gosh, man, it's crazy.
I'm happy you told me because I was gonna ask you a tour story, dude. And
cool.
Being cold just fucking sucks.
Yeah, it really does because there's like nothing you could do. Like,
no, I know that feeling, dude. We played a show where like we had to like stop at a rest stop like on a mountain town, and nobody was prepared with blankets or anything, and it's just god awful, like the worst experience, like you're literally having to hug up against your bandmates, and
right.
And I remember the one night it happened, I remember I saw one of my bandmates suffering more than me. And I remember like taking off a layer, even though I didn't want to take off a layer. But
that's being a true bro, man.
Oh yeah, no, like I saw him like shivering over there, and I'm just like, damn, dude, okay, here.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Dude, so Bury Your Burdens, dude, your song Architect is super badass. You were telling
Thanks,
me
dude.
about how you're super stoked that you get to put your heart and your passion into these lyrics.
Mhm.
Tell me a little bit specifically what you were talking about in Architects.
Yeah. So when I was how I like write songs, generally speaking, usually the first time I write the lyrics out, like that's what the song is, and that's actually what Architect was. Everything that it was written out as actually stayed on to like what it became in its final revision. When I was at work, I was like thinking of like a lot of the times I like to think of like one line in the chorus, or maybe I'll like start out with a line, and the line that first came to mind in that chorus was I am the architect. So I was like repeating that a bunch of like, oh, that's pretty sick, because the file name that they sent me was Ruin. It said Ruin like 1.2 final version 3.6. You know what I mean? It's like they sent me that. And so I was thinking Ruin. How can I like what can I do here? So then I was repeating it in my head. I'm like, I am the architect, and then don't lead yourself to ruin. But then I was like, how do I make that make more sense? That's when I landed on become the architect, don't lead yourself to ruin. That's part of the chorus. But like kind of what I was saying before is that it's really a song of rebirth, I think, especially for all of us, like myself included, but the rest of the guys who are kind of the ashes from within sight. It was just like, it's like the next chapter for us. And I couldn't really think of a better song to start off our, this new band with. So yeah, just really just about just a new foundation, man, like, at its simplest.
I love it, dude. And no, honestly, just seeing everybody in the band, I feel like just having like that friendship and that chemistry is so important. And also with the band, dude, you really have to have everybody buy in.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if you have one person doesn't buy in, it's a difference between like, seeing like a band picture and you see kind of like one guy, like you can clearly tell he doesn't give a shit.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And with you guys, dude, I love seeing the chemistry. You guys are all so stoked about this project. Yeah. You're talking about the album, you're talking about the song Architect. The video is awesome. Everybody, please go check that out on YouTube.
Yes, please.
This year it's already booking up so fast. Mm-hmm. Shows are going by so quick. Like what's the realistic goal for the band that you guys want to do? Because for this year.
Yeah. So, last year in the summer, we actually played like 3 shows, like underground shows, basically, which we actually have some vlogs that we're going to be releasing with that footage, just for fun, just some stuff to put out there. But this show coming up tomorrow night, actually, we're playing at Dante's in Portland. And for me, that's really our comeback show, because we have announced the band, like it's out there. This is who we are. So we have that, and like I'm super hyped. That's gonna be such a good time. We're playing with so many cool local bands that we're buddies with. So it's just gonna be a party all around. As for the future of the year, we've booked a few shows, but right now we're potentially looking at touring in the fall area if that like works out, but just because things have been opening up and we just gotta make sure, it's been pretty crazy. That's part of the reason why the band has taken so long to announce, because of the uncertain times of COVID, right? So we just finally like, you know what, dude, we've been sitting on this band for like, like a year now. So it's time to get it out there, and let's just do what we can. So like I said, I'm hopefully we're gonna try to hit the road later on this year, and because I mean we all miss touring so much, so getting back out on the road is definitely something we're looking forward to.
Dude, I can't wait, dude. Dude, for anybody who just loves, I mean, I hate putting people into genres, but if you like heavy metal with awesome riffing, breakdown, killer vocals, please check out Bury Your Burdens. We're going to get into the next part of the interview where I'm just going to shoot you a bunch of quick questions and just tell me the first answer that comes to your mind, All
right, let's go.
Okay. Best female singer and best male singer right now in our generation.
Best female singer?
I'm not talking 80s, 70s. I'm talking about in their 30s right now. Who do you think is the 2 best singers, male and female?
Oh my gosh. Wait, did you just say like in their 30s?
30 in their 20s or 30s.
In their 20s or 30s of our generation. Oh, that's so tough, dude. Because like I just immediately want to go to like somebody like in their like 40s or 50s, like Michael Ackerfeld of Opeth. That's like just the one that comes to mind.
That works. Yeah, because normally people go like Bruce Dickinson. And
I
I'm
was
just like,
no, honestly, like you can see, I'm wearing a Maine shirt, so it's like I was gonna say Bruce Dickinson, so you kind of read my mind there. But like to like kind of go down a little bit, like I mean, Michael Ackerfeld, dude, like those screams in his singing, it's just it's like angelic.
all right, for who comes to your mind for a female?
For a female singer, oh man, dude, Arch Enemy. But what's her name? The second singer, I cannot think of her name like right offhand, but like I really dig Arch Enemy.
Oh, fuck yeah. No, hell yeah. Because the first one, the original singer is Angela Gossa, right?
That's right. Yeah. And then gosh, I'm so bad with names though. Like
I forget
most
her
of the
name,
time.
but she's awesome.
Yeah, it's like a hyphen name or something, I think. But yeah.
All right, dude. If you could choose your death, but it had to be by somebody in a horror movie or a villain in an anime, who would you choose to kill you, and how would they do it?
A villain in an anime. Oh man. Dude, I would like to get or a horror movie. You know, I'm a huge Scream fan, so Ghostface.
Ghostface. How would he do it?
I'm like a really gnarly throat slash.
Well, would you be like eating your dinner, playing a video game or something, or
I don't know. What would I be doing? I think I'd like just be chilling on a park bench. That seems appropriate.
Oh man, I love it. All right, Alex, if you could be the front man for any band in any era, dead or alive, for one set, who would it be?
Oh man, that's so tough. The front man, I would front As Lay Dying 100%. That's just like I hate to be like pretty generic in that answer, but yeah, I love that band like since I was like a little kid.
Who is one band that you think is underrated that deserves more attention?
I'm glad you asked this question because I was listening to them last night. So I like to listen to like pretty much every genre. So I don't listen to metal as much as you would think, but there's a band called Glacier Veins, and they're like a dream pop band, and I think that they're out of Portland, and they're really, really good band. Like they have a female singer, and they're just super good, and I hope that they achieve really good success.
Absolutely, dude. If there's one piece of advice that you could give local bands that haven't toured yet that want to tour, what's the first thing you would tell them?
Communication.
Yeah,
if you want to be able to communicate with everybody, make sure everyone's on the same page. You want to make sure that everyone's on the same page, because if you have any sort of conflicts, it can get pretty nasty pretty quick.
For sure, dude. Yeah, no, I agree. In a zombie apocalypse, you can pick one weapon and destroy the zombie horde, which is not the cure or a nuke. What is that weapon?
Okay, so I'm not going to say katana because I feel like everybody says that. So I think knuckles, like brass knuckles, would be the smart choice because you're not losing ammo. And also, I don't like swords. Like I feel like I would like hurt myself before I hurt like a zombie.
You don't think if you throw a punch with a brass knuckle that they might like catch your arm and bite your wrist or something?
I don't know, man. I would train for like months. I would like pull like a Goku, and I'd just be like, I'm going to be the best.
Oh man, yeah. Who is? I see what you did. You brought up Dragon Ball Z. Now I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry, dude. Dragon Ball Z is what's up.
All right, who's your favorite character in Dragon Ball Z?
Favorite character? Krillin. He's the underdog.
Krillin. I like.
Underdog.
Do you know that technically he's the strongest human on Earth?
He's the strongest human on Earth. But I mean, like amongst the Saiyans, like it's a cop out to be like, I love Vegeta because of his angst, but like everyone says Goku or Vegeta, so we got to go for Krillin.
Did you watch Super at all?
I watched like the first couple of seasons. I never caught up, so I am not a true fan.
No, it happens. It happens, dude. Well, dude, I had such a great time with you tonight.
Yeah, likewise.
We're getting towards the end of the interview. I know, of course, but dude, for the fans out there and for everybody listening in Ashland, Oregon, we're talking to Alex Theesen, the lead singer of Bury Your Burdens. We're going to play your song, Architect, right after this interview. For the people just coming in, and for everybody out there, give us a couple shout outs you want to give before we let you go.
Shout outs, huh? Shout out to my YouTube channel. I'm starting to put out some solo songs with featuring some other vocalists and other guitar players in the area. I just put out one with Sean Beard from Spirits. That was pretty cool. Sorry.
Oh no, I love it. I heard
Oh
it.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, so that's pretty much the main one right now. And then shout out to our Facebook page, so you can like and subscribe to our YouTube and see what we're doing.
Sounds good, man. And one last thing before I let you go, I want you to say, this is Alex Theesen from Bury Your Burdens, and you're listening to the Metal Mixtape.
This is Alex Theesen from Bury Your Burdens, and you're listening to the Metal Mixtape.
Hell yeah, brother. I'll talk to you later. We'll talk soon. If you're just tuning in and you missed this interview, it will be on the YouTube the next day. Alex, thank you so much. You have a beautiful night, brother.
Thank you. You too, man.
Peace.